Hey grade 1, welcome to Cornerstones BLM. We're going to be reading the story Painted Words, and we're going to be doing BLM 69. Now I had a special guest come to read the story for you, and that special guest is actually my mom. I wanted her to have an opportunity to read to all of you and to kind of engage in what it's like to be a teacher. So she's going to take over reading this, and then I'm going to go over the instructions for our BLM. So enjoy!
Mary Ann knew this day would come. Now that it was here, she didn't know if she would laugh or cry. "I won't know anyone," she said again. "Most people don't know anyone at a new school," said Mamma. "I won't understand what they say," said Mary Ann. "You will look and listen and learn," said Mamma. "They won't understand me," said Mary Ann. "A body can talk," said Mamma. "I speak many words, and a smile is a smile in any language." "Everything here is so different," said Mary Ann. "Only on the outside," said Mamma. "Inside, people are the same." "I am a little afraid," said Mary Ann, "but not enough to cry." Mary Ann felt hot and frozen at the same time. She did not understand when the tall teacher said, "We are delighted to have you, Mary Ann. May we call you Mary?" But she understood when he bent down and shook her hand. She did not understand when he said, "This is our new teammate, Mary," or when the children said, "Good morning, Mary." But she understood when he led her to her own desk and when some of the children smiled and others waved. The tall teacher wrote words on the board. They looked like sticks and chicken feet, humps and moons. Mary could just look. He read from a book. Words changed with his voice. They sounded like sputters and coughs and whispering wind. The words made the children laugh and say, "Ah," or "Oh." Mary could just listen. Suddenly, everyone jumped up and scattered around the room. Some piled blocks into towers. Others lumped clay into shapes or threaded pasta. "Missa Peachy," Mary heard. "Missa Peachy, Missa Peachy," she heard again and again. Each time the teacher answered, and Mary understood. This was his name. Missa Peachy swept the air with his arm, and again Mary understood. She went straight to an easel and began to paint. "Mary is an artist," said Rachel. "High marks for observation," said Missa Peachy. The next day Mary looked and listened. During creating time, she painted again. "Mary is telling us something," said Albert. "She is talking with her paints," said Rachel. "There's more than one way to peel an orange," said Missa Peachy. "And there is more than one way to tell a story. Someday Mary would be able to tell us with words." Every day when Mary went home, Mamma listened and learned. She heard about the many different things that were becoming familiar to Mary. Voice sounds and counting numbers and writing those funny sticks that were also in the school books they read. "And every day I draw another picture," Mary told Mamma. "It's my story about us. I am drawing what I can't talk." Mary told Mamma of tall Missa Peachy, and of Waisha and Kista and Abi, who smiled and spoke with their eyes and talked with their hands so she could understand. And she told of the other ones. In life there will always be those who hurt and tease out of ignorance, said Mama. You look and listen so you will not be one of them. Patrick is the worst. That day she was hurt enough to cry, but she didn't. She painted instead. That day everyone understood Mary's painting, even Patrick. We have here a great deal to talk about, said Miss Peachy. Let our ideas begin. Slowly, like clouds lifting, things became clearer. Sticks and chicken feet became letters. Sputters and coughs became words. And the words had meanings. Every day Mary understood more and more. Miss Peachy became Mr. Petrie. Waisha became Rachel. Kista became Kristen. Abby became Albert. And Patrick became Patrick. One day Mr. Petrie clipped a heap of paintings to the wall. The time has come for patience to be rewarded, he said. Ready, Mary? Ready, said Mary. She told her story in her new words, page by painted page, as she would read a book. When she finished, the class clapped and cheered. Bravo! More, they shouted. We want more. We shall have more, said Mr. Petrie. I have a strong suspicion that we have here a class of writers, each with a story to tell. I have one, said Kristen. I have one, said Patrick. And we'll call our classroom Writers Galore. Mary was so excited. Her heart skipped beats as she told Mama. And look at you, Mama said. Mama was writing in her book, copying letters into words, into meanings. You have looked and listened and learned well, Mama, said Mary. Soon you'll be writing your own story. Just think what Mr. Petrie will say.
Thank you so much to my mom for coming and reading to us. So today for our BLM, it's page 69, and what we're doing is we're doing a sheet called Many Ways to Say It. So basically there's so many different languages that can be spoken. So on this sheet we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different languages. Now you might be able to read one only, or maybe you can read more than one depending on what you speak at home. So what they want us to do is we want to mark where we think each word ends. So if I look at English, I know we is a word. So I'd put a mark right there. I would know that have is a word. I'd put a mark right there. As a word, new, student, in, our, and class. Those are all words that we put together to make a sentence. So I would put a kind of like a divider, maybe a line in between all of those so I know what it is. Okay? And then you need to do that for the other 5 languages. Then it says how many words are in each sentence. So it asks you for all 6 different languages. You need to figure out how many words you think are in each sentence. Again, if you don't get this perfect, that's okay. Look at the spacing. Some different languages have different types of spellings and different types of words that they use or symbols in their language. Number 3 says which languages do you think look similar to each other? So if you're looking at it, what looks the most similar? And you can write them down. Number 4 says, how are the sentences the same? How are they different? So you can write maybe one thing that's the same about them. So you might say that maybe they all end in a period, or maybe they all have spaces, or what's different about them? Maybe some are letters, some are symbols, maybe some have numbers. You can take a look and you can let me know what you see. And then lastly, it says choose a sentence other than the English one and try to copy it. So I want you to pick a different language and I want you to try to copy it. Now, if you find this super hard, then just try copying half of the sentence. Or maybe 2 or 3 words or letters or symbols, just so you can practice a new skill. If you have any questions, please join me for my question hour. And if you don't have fun with this, make sure to pause and go back and take your time with this one. It's kind of interesting to see different languages written out. So I want you to explore that the best that you can. Alrighty? Have lots of fun, grade 1. Thank you so much for joining. Take care. Bye.